This is the Gunwalk Beach section right here.
And you were telling me in the blizzard of '78, this is your house here now. You weren't here then, but there used to be houses. Where were they?
One up there, one down here,
yeah.
One behind you right here.
And there used to be one right in front of you here. Okay, and what happened? They didn't allow them to rebuild?
They got completely knocked down. One had a big four-side roof and it was laying right there on the ground.
Oh, wow.
And the government paid them their flood insurance and bought them out.
You were just telling me what happened in 2005?
The waves went over my house.
Yeah.
And they went down the chimney and put my furnace out, ruined my furnace. I had 4 inches of ice in the house that stayed there for 2 weeks.
Wow.
And that's when we had the big freeze. It was below zero for 4 days in a row.
Wow. Does it ever make you nervous about living here?
No. When the storm hits the house, my house moves backwards and forwards.
It actually moves?
Yeah.
Wow. How long have you lived here?
95. We have a big storm from the northeast. Goes in straight here. Straight ahead is northeast. This is a big, big river.
Comes right through here.
And goes into States Pond.
Right across the way.
Yeah. And then the town has to come in and take all this dirt and put it back up against the seawall.
Wow.
It washes away so it's down about 10 feet.
Wow. Hopefully no more big storms.
Oh, there's always one.
Okay.
The ocean comes over that jetty there. You see where it wore the hole right in the middle?
Yeah.
When I moved in here, that was completely solid right there.
Really?
And all the waves going on, and they're not taking care of it. It's deteriorated right to the point it's at now. It's disappearing.
Look, and just now you have no neighbors.
Not now. In the summertime, I tell you, it's funny.
I'll bet you do. Yeah.
I just lost the light right there. That's the oldest lighthouse in the United States.
Isn't that nice? Great view of it. Great view. So this is called all the Gunwalk section we're in right now. This is on the front page of the New York Times. I don't know if I can get the date. What is the date on that?
Tuesday, January 25th.
Of what year? 2005?
Yeah.
And that's your house on the front page of the New York Times?
This is 4 inches of ice. The temperature was below zero for 4 days in a row. And the ocean was frozen for 100 yards out.
Wow.
You can see the waves moving underneath the ice.
Jeez, that's great. Well, thank you.
My name is Anthony. I'm running Nantasket Beach.
I
was actually working in Braintree on the day of the storm, and I was able to return back the very next day. Yeah. And it was an interesting trip home because the National Guard was here, and there were no vehicles on the road, so it took me a real long time to get home. When I got to Hull, I had a bit of a challenge getting in, and they recognized the fact that I lived here, and I was able to get in, and it was really quite an unusual scene. There was a lot of damage, and it was something that I obviously never experienced before.
What were the roads like coming through?
Coming through, they were pretty good. The main roads, like 3A and so forth, were pretty well plowed, but it was kind of an eerie feeling because there were no cars on the roads at all.
How did your house do?
It had a lot of problems. You live on the main avenue.
Oh, yeah.
And the first floor had about 4 feet of water for 2 or 3 days.
Wow.
So there was a lot of damage, a lot of destruction. My parents lost their cars. You know, it's tough to recover from something like that because your home is never the same. The salt water causes a lot of damage, and you know, not only do you get the water, but you get the ice and some of the debris from the beach, seaweed and sand and so forth, and stones, and it really was a big mess.
Well, hopefully we won't have anything like that again.
It's been a long time, so it's a great place to live, and
great. Well, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Michael Dunphy. Lived in Hull my whole life. I remember it was my first year in a house, so it was very nerve-wracking for me. We had to leave the house on the second night as the tide came over for the third time. Yeah. And I just happened to ask my wife the other night, because they're having a special on TV, what she remembers. She remembers me carrying her on my back through thigh-deep water to leave our house and go to higher ground.
What section of town were you in?
We're in Caberma.